What's up, P-Freaks?
We're back.
What's up, P-Freaks? Back with another episode of Two Peas Podcast with, you already know,
With your peas.
with your two peas, Jack and Georgia Comstock. You know, at the live show when I said that you look at both of us and you can't tell if we're supposed to be a boy or a girl.
Yeah.
That was the biggest laugh I got all night.
It looks like kind of.
We are both 50-50 melds of our parents.
I do feel like we're both mixes of our parents, and you do lean a little more towards mom, and I feel like I lean a little more towards dad.
Yeah,
just with our features.
a little bit,
You
yeah.
got like a smaller nose. And so it's like it is kind of just the reverse of what it was.
Makes us
made
the
for.
perfect androgynous duo of. We truly are. I watch. There's a video game where it's like about kind of multiverse, and the two twins who help you the whole time. It turns out they're actually not twins; they're the same person, but in different universes. One turned out to be a woman, and one turned out to be a man, and
that's what happened to us.
That's what we are. Yeah,
there's a wormhole.
Yeah, yeah. It's called our mom's pussy. Couldn't change words at the last second. I tried to change words.
We're like a wormhole.
At the
Just made it sound like mom.
Wormhole actually is really good. Anyway, that's the end of the show. It's the wormhole. Anyway, one of us was supposed to be born, and the other one forced our way in via some sort of intergalactic.
Hey, scoot over.
Yeah, we're like, hey, this world over here sucks.
I'm out of snacks.
Scoot over. We were not twins. You get in there when I was still in there. You're like, wait, you get the hell out of here. Boom.
Gooch.
Kick me out.
I kicked you out and then I marinated for 2 more years.
That's why I was a C-section.
What's up, Goopy?
Georgia was on her way in. I couldn't.
It was like
blocking the door.
It was like when my baby teeth wouldn't leave, so my adult teeth started just coming in over them. That's it. You better get out of here. I'm almost in.
Hey, what are you doing in my spot? Your spot. I've been here since the beginning. That's the baby teeth. Sound like Mickey Mouse. This isn't your spot. I've been. Oh no!
They wouldn't come out.
Your baby teeth wouldn't come out.
I had to get my 2 front teeth pulled. Right. And the dentist said I screamed too much and I shouldn't go back.
It was crazy because she had the big teeth were coming in and the little ones were on the ends of the big teeth. She had double teeth. My teeth have teeth.
Little smiles inside my mouth.
Yeah.
I'd be like, and then my teeth are like, ah.
Imagine how horrifying it'd be if we were like sharks. If your teeth grew like your hair, where every once in a while, just like one would pop out because another one's coming in constantly throughout our whole lives.
Is that what happens to sharks? I thought they had rows of
Sharks
teeth.
have rows, but if they lose them, they like the rows move up.
Oh.
So like they'll fall out eventually. The rows will keep like moving forward. Just replacing their sets of teeth. It'd be badass.
We had like 3 sets of little tiny teeth, so it took up the same amount of space.
Imagine with your tongue. Imagine flossing that bitch. Fucking yeah, that'd actually be a nightmare. We're actively taking teeth out of our head, wisdom teeth, trying to make them all fit.
I stepped on one of your little teeth again.
Yeah. Well, swallowed another tooth. Oh. Just shitting teeth constantly. Be cool if they were sharp though. Imagine, yeah, you get a bunch of fake teeth. You get, what are they? Caps or crowns?
Dentures? Veneers?
What are veneers? Is that what people are doing now? That's like
they file your teeth.
Down to little points. Imagine going through all that and then they just like, all right, next set, and they're all fucking crooked.
Nick's grandma, who just died, she had like all of her teeth removed when she was like 23 and had dentures for the rest of her life.
Damn. Respect the hustle.
Why? What'd they do that for? What? I mean, she was as old as our grandparents.
She
They
hated
didn't take their teeth out.
hated brushing. Maybe she had fucked teeth.
It's crazy.
She's like, the myth don't affect the dentures. Yeah, that is crazy. I see TikToks and it's like a dentist being like, look at this guy. It's like a video of a young dude getting his teeth filed down to get veneers on, and it's
Yeah.
like, he's like, those you're 25. It's like,
Yeah.
those are your teeth. You're gonna have those.
Yeah.
You're just getting these fake teeth. You're gonna have to maintain.
Yeah.
It's like, damn.
Well, and to be honest, I feel like the veneers are a little crazy right now because A, they're fucking huge, but they're just like too perfect. Nobody's teeth are just like directly straight across all the way.
Yeah.
Like, just to look so smooth and flat at the bottom and all be perfectly the same length, like, I don't know. I feel like they're looking faker and faker. They're not like,
Yeah.
I mean, I do know people who have like caps or whatever, and yeah, their teeth are super even, but they're like amongst regular teeth. I feel like they look pretty natural. And the veneers are just like too, I mean, it's as white as your fucking blanket. It's
Yeah.
like, what the fuck?
Yeah. That's, you know, it's a positive thing I think we're about to get into as a society is we're back to, I think unconventional attractiveness about to be huge right now.
Really?
I mean, it always has a place, but when I see like Instagram and when I see like even like red carpet like celebrities, dude, all the hot people, it's like they look exactly the same.
Yeah.
Like now they're with Botox and plastic surgery, like faces are melding
Yeah.
more than ever into like
Yeah.
one exact style, like
Yeah.
big puffy lips and like pout and like big eyes and like just the whole structure, just like an unbelievably big fat ass and
Yeah.
tits. Like,
Well, I feel not so much just unconventional beauty, but I think natural is going to
right,
come back in.
right. So like all the perfect veneer, all the teeth. I mean, I just think that stuff. I think that eventually something has to change because Instagram is crazy right now. Like everyone has OnlyFans, and it's like that's my whole
Yeah.
feed. It's
Yeah.
like thousands of chicks. They all look the same,
Yeah.
and it's like, yeah, I guess this is hot, but at a point, it's gonna get like, it's got to be. It's
I
getting
just
crazy.
feel like the more natural look will come back in because obviously I do feel like plastic surgery, just amongst like normal people, not just celebrities, is like bigger than ever as well. But I feel like right now, if you see, like, I get ads for makeup, and it's just like everything is like, we have this contour and then this highlighter, and then you put this on, and then you put the foundation on. And it's just like people are literally making their face look like that shape or whatever.
Yeah.
And it's just like, I feel like it's so much time and process, and it looks so like heavy. Even if it is a nice natural looking colors, it's like it just is like you got 5 layers of things before you even put like eyeshadow on. That's crazy.
Right.
And so I feel
It's
like a more
crazy.
natural look is going to be like popular.
And I feel like that's also the thing with filters and Instagram is that you can do a filter that makes all that makeup look then more natural.
Yeah.
And so now it's like, that isn't like, now it's just, we just don't even know what anyone looks like online.
Well, and think
with filters are so good. You could just be a dude dancing around and have a filter make you look like a chick. I mean, it's like not like, it's crazy.
I mean, and some things I think they're putting filters on automatically. I think TikTok did it first. I don't use TikTok, so I don't know this for sure, but this is what I think is I would see people with their TikTok videos that they would post, and it was like they would look different on TikTok than they did on Instagram. And it's like, okay, well, this one you filmed with your phone, and this one you filmed through the TikTok app.
Yeah.
And it was like it would automatically like smooth your skin,
take
blemishes off, stuff like that.
Yeah. So
funny. Sometimes I see people's stories with the filter, and I click on the filter and I see what it would look like on my face. And it's so funny how now sometimes they give you like these little button nose. And I just have a big nose. It's like you know, it's I don't think it's bad. It just like is big, and I'll have like a little pink dot like like midway down right here. Like this is my button nose, but my nose is just too big for the.
It's like, wait, 2 noses, 2 little button noses. Yeah, those are it's gonna be a big come up for the gap toothed, mole faced freckle guys. Can't wait.
I just you specifically.
Can't wait. From a glow up.
It's about to be our moment. Yeah, it's funny how sometimes, I mean, I do take a lot of classes, you know, so you'll be in these rooms with like different lightings and stuff, and in some of them I'm like, yeesh, and then in some of them I'm like, wow, this lighting makes you look great. Or it's just like so many different things affect how you look in a photo, and that's just where everyone's looking now.
Everyone's looking where?
On their screen.
Oh.
Everyone's seeing everything through a video or a
Right,
photo.
right.
And so many things affect it.
You see someone, you're like, oh. Yeah, it's frightening. So, hey, don't shave your teeth down. Just fucking get a water pick. Fuck. Just clean your damn teeth.
Just have like fucking bad teeth for a while. Wait till you're fucking. It is crazy. I mean, celebrities do it too, though. It's like to file it down when you're fucking 23.
Yeah.
And have veneers.
And it's like a
you're
celebrity.
90.
It's a celebrity who's someone who got 100,000 followers on Instagram, and this is their life now. And they're like, "What? Come with me while I get my teeth fucked."
Well, but to be honest though, it's like Cardi B had bad teeth before, and I mean, it's even in her song. She's like, "Got a bag, fix my teeth."
Yeah.
It's like one of the lines.
Yeah. Hey, some people. Hey, if you got a bag, you should fix your teeth. If your teeth are fucked. But you know, try
she
braces.
Just got big crazy veneers.
Try
now.
braces first before you just file them down. How fucked are they? If you're missing half, then get veneers.
She did have fucked up teeth.
Cardi B. She hot though.
I love her.
I remember when everyone was mad that she was like admitted she would like steal money from John's.
Yeah.
I'm like, so what? They're hiring a prostitute. She's stealing their money. Like, who fucking care? I don't feel bad for them.
Yeah.
They're cheating on their wife with a prostitute. And they're like, how could she steal? Everyone's cool with her stealing. Oh, because it's men. Because men deserve to be stolen from.
No, because
some men.
Because one man in Washington killed like 100 prostitutes. So it's like, that's what people are doing and nobody gives a fuck.
Yeah.
They can rob you.
Yeah, they get to rob you because it takes literally 100 of them getting killed for someone to be like, I think something's going on around
Literally,
here.
serial killers would target sex workers because they're known as the less dead, and police don't even care. So, yeah. You know what? Why don't you just go give her your shit?
Yeah. I don't know. Why don't you, if you have $1,000 in your wallet, why don't you buy a $1,000 prostitute instead of a $500 one trying to save a buck? She got to steal that money, and she's earned it.
So yeah, I'm fine with that.
Gross ass dick.
Even thinking about sucking your dick, she deserves it.
Yeah, fuck. Anyway, I'm glad she stole from those people. Anyway, today.
All right, what's something, Jax?
On 2Ps. Today I got something very near and dear to my heart.
I just feel like I'm gonna disagree with this. Like, everybody hates us.
And this is why it's a double whammy, because it's 2 things.
Okay.
And I know you're gonna argue with the first thing, but I'm ready to show you the facts.
Show me the car facts.
But the thing that I love that everyone hates is none other than the 2024-2025 season Super Bowl 59 champions, NFC champions, Philadelphia Eagles! EAGLES Eagles! Is the thing that I love that everyone hates. We won the Super Bowl this week. Thank you, everyone.
Congratulations.
It's gonna be hard to edit down. Now, what did you want to argue with me about?
That's a tough sell to say everybody hates you guys. Because everyone's fans of different teams and they all hate the other teams.
Right, but they all hate that. But you don't, there's no, Like, I don't hate the Jaguars. I don't hate the Falcons. You know, I don't hate all the other teams.
You don't hate these other bad teams you guys beat.
I hate the Cowboys.
Yeah.
Our rivals. And I don't even hate them that much because we're better than them right now.
People hate the Chiefs.
But people
hate Steelers fans.
But Eagles fans are top 5 most hated fandoms. Philly in general has possibly top 5 most panned fan bases. You might get some arguments about Boston. They're bad. You might, and then Texas. But like, if you look up most hated fan bases. Here, I'll look it up. Most hated fan bases. I know everyone hates rival teams, and maybe no one is not as many people.
Top 5: Duke basketball, New York Yankees, Chicago Bears, Notre Dame, and New England.
New England, wow, okay. Well, Boston, I was close there.
New England Patriots, I guess. Okay, here is even a infographic.
Of what?
Which NFL fans bug people the most?
Oh, yeah. And Eagles are 3rd.
Yes. And
this was
by a long shot.
Yeah, but when was this from? Because the Patriots are like 50% and the Chiefs aren't even on here, which means this is from at least 7 years ago.
Well, that's what you so it's because they're winning?
Well, no, that's the thing. If this is from when it was, the Eagles weren't even winning. They just are hated. They just bug people. People hate Cowboys fans too.
All right, the most annoying... Oh, wait, that's baseball. Who are 3 most hated fan bases in sports right now? This is from February 11th, 2025.
Here's 10. This is USA Today, 10 worst fan bases in sports.
Oh, it doesn't have its time.
From 2022. Number 10 is Philadelphia Eagles.
Number 10.
Yeah. 9 is Notre Dame. Notre Dame is the most hated because they are like a super rich school and always have been on TV even if they suck. And it was kind of like one of those, Texas, Golden State won for 10 years in a row. St. Louis Cardinals fans, that's kind of surprising. As far as football, it's only the Patriots and Eagles. Oh, and Cowboys. So
I feel like I hear a lot about not just Patriots, but I feel like Tom Brady specifically people hated for a long time. But I do feel like Cowboys is like the butt of the joke.
Yeah, Cowboys are butt of the joke. I think in the football world, it's just like Philly fans are they are crazy. When when the Eagles won the first Super Bowl, there was like videos of riots.
Yeah.
They're like, this one guy like ate horse shit off the ground. He like got down and slammed his face into it because they had horse cops walking around. Everyone, you gotta grease the poles.
I would say all of these people also have a severe alcohol problem.
Yeah, I'd say that's probably true. There was a video of after the Eagles won the NFC Championship this year of like the riot police like busting their shields and batons out and beating the shit out of people in Philly for like getting too rowdy and stuff. And I commented cops love to hit people with their little sticks. And dude, I've gotten hundreds of responses being like, when they deserve it, when they're fucking idiot. If you don't listen, you get hit. That's what it is. Oh, I bet they would hit you with their sticks. And I'm like, what are you guys mad at me? They're like, Philly fans deserve to get hit with sticks. Look at them. They're criminals. Do you hold the same for criminals? I'm like, I don't care if they break windows. But they are known.
They're like, do you care about criminals? And you're like, yeah, we're Philly fans.
Yeah,
They're also criminals.
Care about them. They are the most. I'd say. I mean, they just get hate from the Eagles. Get hate from everyone. Says the 2017 Eagles that won was the worst Eagles team, or worst football team to win a Super Bowl. Talent wise, like people just bag on the Eagles all the time. Everyone fucking hates them. Lions fans hate them. Niners fans hate them. We have hatred from teams we're not even rivals with. Teams we don't even play every year. They hate our fan base. So they are the most hated.
I'll give it to you, but I just don't really have anything because I feel like it's a deep sports cut. And I think that you all hate anybody who's not your own
That's
team. And I
fair.
will say that any true sports fan, I'm from Nebraska. And so in Nebraska, you don't have pro teams.
Yeah.
So I understand now being here with all of our pro teams, I understand having pride for the city that you're in.
Right.
In Nebraska, if you are a pro football fan, it's from somewhere else.
Yeah.
And so there's a lot of different fans there. And I'm going to say you're all fucking psychotic and shouldn't even be allowed to watch football in public.
And Nebraska also has no pride. So it's hard to have anything there. So that's why I was double whammy in this on a more specific thing that was relevant in the Super Bowl. And that's that I love that Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift are dating. I think this is great.
Cute.
I think this is, and that's like when they showed her at the Super Bowl, like everyone booed.
Yeah.
And here's one thing I want to say: everyone's blaming Eagles fans for that, and it wasn't Eagles fans. First of all, I mean, Eagles fans were going to the Super Bowl, but those tickets were $10,000.
Yeah.
If you bought a Super Bowl ticket before the first round of the playoffs, it was $5,000 a ticket. That's how expensive. So you're not getting the real Eagles fans at the Super Bowl. You're not getting the trash people who are outside of the stadium lighting everything on fire. You're getting the richest of the. It's like Bradley Cooper is at the Super Bowl.
And I will say that rich old white men who are a majority of the people at the Super Bowl hate everything, are mad about everything. And even in the last Super Bowl, they were like so fucking mad that Taylor got so much screen time. It's not even about the boys. You're just looking at her on camera. And it's like literally they like timed it out and she had like 30 seconds.
Yeah. Dude, the lady downstairs the day that I talked to is even like, oh, I'm glad they only showed her once. They showed her so much last year. I was like, what? Lady, I was like, are people saying this now to pander? To be like, whoa, oh, this guy likes football. You must hate that they showed Taylor. No. I love that they showed Taylor Swift. You think they weren't showing Giselle Bundchen all the freaking time when Tom Brady was winning? No, it's just she was a supermodel and nothing else. She had no opinions.
Yeah.
No one knew anything about her, so they're just like, oh my God, Giselle. But then, you know why they booed Taylor Swift is because, I don't know if you were watching the Super Bowl, but right before when they were doing the national anthem, they showed Donald Trump and the freaking stadium erupted. They were like, whoa! I mean, it was like you heard it on the camera when it showed them. People went fucking nuts. And then they showed Taylor Swift at one point and everyone boos. And people are like, Philly fans hate everyone. Eagles fans hate. I'm like, that wasn't Eagles fans. That was fucking all the dumb Republicans who are at the Super Bowl who fucking love all the people who like football in general. Are like, that's our president. Get that little bitch off the screen. Literally showed her for 1 second. And people were like, booed. And then even Saquon Barkley, God bless his soul, my fucking hero. He's like, I don't get why they were booing her. We're all trying to expand football. She's making the game bigger. And it's like, she's just there supporting her significant other. I don't get it. I don't get the hate. And people hate on it. So I think it's great.
I do like them. And I like the Kelce brothers. I think that they seem really nice and normal.
Yeah,
and
they're likable.
Their parents are like at all their games.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's like definition of a fucking football mom. It's like this. She looks like, where are they from? Ohio or something?
Yeah. They grew up like outside of Cleveland, I think.
And so, I just feel like that reminds me of like the parents sitting at games like when we were kids. And so, I just feel like they seem super normal and have been kind of thrust into this thing. And I don't understand why people don't like it. Yeah,
it's I get. Here's the thing that people also have been hating on Travis Kelce and the Chiefs for the last two seasons because they have been super dominant. They keep winning, and it's like we just went through this with Tom Brady and the Patriots. We just had to endure literally 20 years of Tom Brady beating everyone in the AFC over and over and over. And he finally retires. The Bills don't have to play against him. And finally, the Dolphins don't have to play against him. And then we get Pat Mahomes, who just continues to beat the Bills and the Dolphins and the Ravens. And it's like, everyone is just so sick of the dynasties and one quarterback dominating. I saw a graphic.
That's interesting because as not a sports fan, I think it is really cool to have have the GOAT.
Yeah.
Like, they don't win every time, but they mostly win. So it's not that they're infallible. They did lose this Super Bowl, but they made it to the Super Bowl for that third time.
Yeah.
And so I actually, from a non-sports person, is I do think it's cool to kind of have a GOAT. The fact that Tom Brady literally retired and then said, actually, I'm going to play one more season for a different team and still won the Super Bowl. Yeah. I mean, that's like Michael Jordan shit. Michael Jordan changed the way people played basketball. Yeah. So it's maybe now there are people who would be better than him, or people before him who had better stats. But, people had to be so aggressive to him on the court that it's that's the reason people really started getting big. Basketball players used to be thin.
Yeah.
And it's he had to be lifting weights because people were pushing him around. And it's he changed the way they did it.
Yeah.
And so that's what from a non super interested sports person. Something I do love the Nuggets. Something I like about them is that Jokic looks like a regular guy. He's
yeah,
he's not out there being
guy,
he's
it's not all ripped, covered in tattoos.
He's kind of acting I can't believe I'm so good at this. Yeah. It's that's his attitude. And people are
I'd rather be fishing. Yeah.
And then he kind of alley-oops from half court and it goes in and he's
the crowd goes crazy and he's you should see the crowds in Serbia. Those guys are nuts. They'll kill you.
And they're what do you think about breaking this record? And he's in one interview, he literally goes, I think it's cool for the, and English is not his first language. He's it's cool for my legacy, but right now it's okay, I'm just playing.
Yeah.
And it's okay.
Yeah.
And so I do think that is cool to have for Patrick Mahomes to be, yes, you have to have a good team around you, but I do think one player can also be the difference.
Totally. Well, and that's the thing is I feel bad for Mahomes because, and I will say I liked the Chiefs. I liked Mahomes. He was super exciting. Especially it was the Eagles won the Super Bowl and then the Patriots still went the next year and won, and I think the next year they beat Mahomes in the AFC Championship, the game before the Super Bowl. So you're oh, here's now a new young guy and he looks awesome, and his first season he was just stellar, and then they almost beat the Patriots, but then they fall short, and then the next year he goes and wins the Super Bowl, and you're all right, this team is fun, and then and then they go, and then someone else goes, and it's a great Super Bowl, Rams, Bengals, and then Mahomes, and he just keeps winning, and it's you watched the downfall of the support of the Chiefs, because it used to be anyone to beat Tom Brady.
Yeah.
At all costs. And so when he was and Mahomes is doing crazy shit, so people were oh, but now he's just smoking everyone else. Josh Allen can't beat him. Lamar Jackson can't beat him, and everyone wants these people to succeed. Everyone wants Josh Allen to win a Super Bowl, and they want the Bills to win a Super Bowl. They want Lamar Jackson to win a Super Bowl, and it's so now you're getting frustrated because as a regular fan, once your team's out, you want the story. You want and not the three-peat story, not the story of this team's so good that Travis Kelce is dating the #1 selling artist of all time in fucking Taylor Swift. I don't know if she's passed Michael Jackson yet, but I think it's close.
Probably.
She's passed everyone else, if not Michael Jackson. So people are just, it's just he just won too much for too long, but I think it's but everyone loves Josh Allen, and his fiance is Haley Steinfeld.
Yeah.
Who's some actress or something.
She's an actress, and I think she's a singer as well.
Really?
I only remember her from that movie True Grit.
As a little kid?
As a kid.
Yeah, see, I didn't realize that
I
was
went and
her.
saw it in the theater with Dad. Who
I
is
saw
she
that
in
movie. She's
Spider-Man?
in the animated Spider-Man.
Oh, she's from the Spider-Verse.
She's Gwen.
Yeah,
She's
yeah.
Gwen Stacy in the Spider-Verse, which, dude,
She
and
actually has a couple songs. I can't name them, but they've popped up on my Spotify. That she's like a good singer.
really. But man, every meme, every post, everything on the internet about Haley Steinfeld and Josh Allen is like, get you a woman who looks at you the way that Haley Steinfeld looks at Josh Allen. Perfect couple. Oh, these two. Oh, he's like, Haley, I couldn't have, in his speech for MVP, I could have done this. Everyone's like, oh, look at how cute. And it's like,
yeah,
you got Travis Kelce, who's broken most records in receiving and yardage in the playoffs and Super Bowl. I believe he has more receptions or yards or touchdowns than Jerry Rice, who is the greatest receiver of all time in the playoffs and Super Bowl. Like, no one's going to beat his records. And people are just like, fuck Travis Kelce and the fucking way he dresses, and Taylor Swift's a fucking bitch and she takes private jets everywhere. She doesn't care. It's like they just hate because she's so successful. You just got to stay at a level of mid-success.
Well, and I think that, yes, super successful, but then also I feel like Taylor Swift has unfairly, and I will say this, I like Taylor Swift, and I had her first CD. I listened to it on a boombox. So it's like she's been around. We're about the same age.
Yeah, she is.
She's a little bit older than me.
She's like a month older than I am.
Okay, so she's like 2 years older than me. So it's like right about that age. And I just feel like from the get, people have hated I would say, she's got a pretty wholesome character, but she writes about stuff in her life. And she, the world is a sexist place. And so she dated a bunch of people and she wrote songs about those people. And then it's like, people would be so mad that she wrote a song about Joe Jonas, or think she's such a bitch because she wrote a song about Jake Gyllenhaal. And it's like, okay, well, Jake Gyllenhaal was 30 dating a 20-year-old, and it's like, and she wrote a song and people are mad about the song.
Yeah.
And so it's like, I just feel like Taylor Swift has always kind of, people get mad at everything, and for years and years and years in interviews, she's like, people get mad at me for everything. And it's like, I mean, look what Kanye did to her.
Yeah, crazy.
So it's like, I feel like she was, and it's like, I'm not saying that she came from nothing. Yeah, her parents were wealthy, so they could let her do music and whatever it is. It's like, it is a privilege to be able to do that, but that doesn't mean she didn't write all these songs and create this success on her own.
Right.
And it's like, she wrote on that first CD, she had songs about her high school boyfriends. There was a guy, she wrote a song about a guy, used his real name. She said that after that song came out and was big, he came over to her house let's fucking date, and she's like, nah. It's like past it now.
Yeah.
It's like, and so it's like, that's just what
he's
it's
like,
been the whole time.
I can't believe I messed that up.
and so it's like, I just feel like she's gotten this reputation, but has ultimately always done whatever she wanted, and the fact that she didn't conform to what people wanted in the media, I feel like has hurt her for a generation above what we are, because that's the narrative that's been in the media for so long. And then you add that to a football player who's winning a bunch of games.
Yeah.
And then they're acting like, now she's even trying to take stuff we like. And it's like, she's just at the game. And it's like, hey, literally, you can't afford to sit in that box.
I always have loved seeing celebrities at the games.
Mm-hmm.
Like when they show a celebrity and you're like, oh my God, Kevin Hart? Oh, he's an Eagles fan? Like, I love seeing that shit. And like, what else is cool with her is that every time they show her in the box, there's like other celebrities are now at these games.
Yeah, she's like hanging with Ice Spice.
She's like always with Ice Spice, or like Caitlin Clark was at the game a few weeks ago.
Yeah, they were hanging.
And it was like, dude, I think this is cool as hell. And yeah, I mean, people rip on Pat Mahomes' wife too, because she has made some fucking batshit crazy videos.
She's a Trump lady.
She's big Trump lady, but she also makes like these videos where she's just like, ah! I mean, she looks like...
oh my God.
When you see videos of them, when you see a picture of them in high school, you're like, surely he left this chick for like a celebrity once he got big, and they're like still together, because she looks fucking like, she's always getting him in trouble.
I think I think it is cool that they've stayed together. You know, LeBron James is also with his high school sweetheart.
Right.
I do think that that's cool when you
No,
when
it
you stay
is.
together, but you know, a great example, I feel like Savannah James is who she is, and she's not like, I'm a celebrity because of this, which I feel like is kind of like Aisha Curry is a basketball wife that kind of does that, where it's like she's got her cookbook and her cooking line, and I have a pot of hers. Honestly, it is a nice pot, but
Oh, wow, I didn't know that.
It's just like, this is too much. Like,
Yeah.
you're not anybody. You have, you know, and so then I feel like, you know, Brittany Mahomes will sort of be acting like, you know, and I've heard Patrick say stuff like Taylor has been really nice and has become friends with her and blah, 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 and all this stuff. But it's like, you know, Caitlin Clark is a celebrity in her own right. She has done so much for women's basketball. And I feel like Taylor Swift does build up and likes to be around other strong women.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's like, Brittany Mahomes, I'm not saying anything, I don't know that much about her, but it's like, you are not a celebrity. You do not have a talent.
Right.
You did not do anything. You've been with this guy since high school. I think that's great that you guys are still together and love each other. But there's no reason for me to look at you. Why are you? You're trying to be an influencer.
Right.
And that's what.
Trying to also ride the wave of success. Mm-hmm. Which is like, but you know what happened with freaking Jason Kelce is so popular that even now his wife is like part of all these like events and stuff, because people just want like both of them, and they want, because there's like videos.
But I feel like she's really famous among Philly.
True.
I don't think you would go somewhere else and they would be like, oh my God.
But she's like on shit. Yeah, maybe it is like in Philly, but I've seen her on stuff and involved with stuff that's just like a TV show or whatever, where you're like, oh wow. But there was just, well, what happened was there's a video of like a couple people just like kind of harassing them, both of them, like they were trying to go to dinner, it was like their anniversary or something, and there's like some people in the parking lot who are just like won't stop filming and like asking, and she just kind of snapped on him. She's like, we're having a fucking date, get your fucking cameras, get out of here. Like, God.
I do,
and
feel
everyone
like,
was like, yo, we love this chick.
I do feel like Kylie Kelce seems like a very normal person.
Yeah.
I don't ever see things where she's like trying to be the center of attention. And I did really respect that, you know, Jason Kelce's going crazy at the Super Bowl last year for the Chiefs. And Kylie is like, I am a diehard Eagles fan. I will never wear another team's.
Right.
She's there supporting him. She wants him to win. Right. But she's like, I will never wear another team's. She's not going to wear a Chiefs
jersey.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so I think that's kind of cute. And they do a lot of philanthropic work as well. Not saying that other people don't. Maybe the Mahomes do as well. But they do a lot of charity stuff. And those are events I feel like I see videos of Kylie at.
You know what I'm realizing is that it is just because generally America is always going to hate women who are successful for their own careers and abilities, and not for being a very supportive housewife.
And then you got Brittany Mahomes did like Sports Illustrated and loves Trump and looks like one of the
just blonde,
housewives of Beverly Hills, and they're like, she's great. And it's like,
they all love her now. They hated her.
Bitch.
They hated her before she was a Trump lady, and now they're like, fuck Taylor Swift. Brittany Mahomes is awesome, and fucking, you got the kicker on the Chiefs who's like, women should stay at home and work in the kitchen. It's important. It's still you still respect it, and that's like, people are like, yeah, that's they'll always hate having the TV show Taylor Swift, who's just so successful. It just like doesn't make any sense.
And to be honest, people who hate stuff like that, people will always think that, why would anybody not like that? Look at certain celebrities and relationships that they've had and gone through. Men cannot handle successful women who are more successful than them, people who, you know, a woman who is like in charge of things. You have to be a very, very strong and secure man, even if you are successful as well, to be a pop singer and make football even bigger than it was before. Do you know how fucking famous you have to be?
Yeah.
Do you know how hard it is for a man to date somebody who is that famous? And the Kelce family, I feel like Travis Kelce handles things really well. He seems like somebody who is in awe of her success while also wants her to succeed.
Right.
And at the same time, when they have given speeches or been at events, the Kelce brothers have absolutely no problem crying.
Yeah.
And it's
yeah.
like your parents are at every game. They have a very healthy, real, emotional intelligence, as well as are good at what they do.
Yeah.
And most men do not. And it's like, you can act like that's not true. Ryan Reynolds
Yeah.
was married to Scarlett Johansson. And it's like, people can't handle success. And it's like, yeah, not everything works out with everyone. But then who did he marry and have kids with is a much, much, much less successful actress.
Yeah.
Who is younger and is just like a cute blonde. Who is actually a friend of Taylor Swift. But regardless, that doesn't really matter. But
people are kind of hating Blake Lively now, too.
Yeah, I feel
sounds
like she's
a
psychotic. But it's like everyone's like this.
Colin Jost then must be a pretty good guy. He's married to Specs. I'm always like, that's like one of those that gives you hope. You're like, maybe chicks like Scarlett Johansson do like just a funny, lovable dude.
Yeah, I mean, Colin Jost is cute, but yeah, I mean, it is really difficult for men, even successful men, to be with successful women.
Yeah. That's all I want. Someone to do all of it. I just want to be here for a good time.
You want somebody that wants a deadbeat boyfriend.
Comic relief. I want someone who's so successful that they don't need anyone else to make money for them.
And wants to give their money to somebody else.
Hey, you give me some of that, I'll buy you really nice gifts. I'm a great gift giver.
But yeah, that's what I feel like it is. Bottom line is that men are weak.
Yeah, they just hate. Yeah, so it is like, honestly, it did bum me out, especially because, I mean, look, I'm never a guy who doesn't like a blowout if my team is delivering an absolute shellacking.
Yeah.
I love every fucking, I'm like, put them in the fucking ground.
Right.
Bury them.
Jack would keep watching if it was 56-0.
Dude, and
first quarter.
I'd be jumping up for every touchdown after that. I'd still be like, another one. I would never get tired of it. Could be 200-0, and I'd be like, keep going. He's already dead.
Let's do an overtime.
Oh, are they coming back? Oh, no.
People did keep saying that the Super Bowl was boring, and I was like, I think this is the first time Jack got to enjoy a game all the way through.
A second half of it. Yeah, I liked it the whole time. It was fucking sick as hell. Except I will say, it did make me a little sad a couple times to see Travis Kelce. They kept showing him.
He looked so sad at the end. When he was walking back, he looked like...
They kept showing him over and over, and he's like, his eyebrows are up, and he's just like... He's looking like, how did I get here? And I'm like, damn, I actually am realizing I really like this guy still.
Yeah.
And it was hard to watch. It was like, I hated that they kept showing him looking all pathetic.
You know what's funny?
Like, let it just happen on the field.
Seeing Patrick Mahomes did not make me feel that way.
No.
Seeing Travis Kelce, I did feel, I was like, oh.
Well, I think he's going to retire. I mean, he's 35. He's like, it felt like this three-peat was like, if they won, he for sure would have walked off like, this was my last game.
Yeah.
Like, it would have been fucking...
You think he was like, I gotta play another year?
Now it's like, well, now what? Do I win one more? Do I try to win one more Super Bowl? It's not a three-peat. It's not... It would be his fourth ring, which would be like really awesome, but...
Right. You're going to go out on the last Super Bowl. You absolutely got spanked.
Yeah, it's like, can you go out after getting like fucking dominated? Then it's like, man, and I saw a little like quote from him that was like, I mean, he's on the sideline. Think about how brutal this had to have felt for him. Like, this honestly hurts my heart to even think about it. Is he's on the field. They show Taylor Swift on the big screen and everyone boos. Like, that's your girlfriend. It's the first quarter.
Right.
You dropped a pass and now it's like, and now the beating is happening. And it's like, after they just booed the fucking girl you've been dating for 2 years.
Yeah.
Is there supporting you every time? Like, she doesn't have shit to do.
Right.
Like, obviously it's a Super Bowl, a bunch of celebrities are there, but she's like fucking always on tour. She's always busy. She's the biggest pop star in the world and she's at all of his games. And he just looks up and sees her, and everyone fucking boos him. They all go crazy for fucking... They cheer when Pat Mahomes gets smacked. I'm like, damn, that just emotionally, that must have been a devastating game. And I just hope that now that that's over, I want him to leave Travis Swift. I want him to leave Travis and Taylor
Swift.
alone.
I would love if they got married and he became Swift.
Leave
Mr. Swift.
Leave the Swifts alone. Leave Taylor alone. Leave Travis alone.
I know it did really annoy me. I feel like for a long time, everyone was like, this is just a PR stunt. They're starting to roll out the breakup. This is just for attention. And it's like, ugh. Dude, just the whole time.
And looking back, I mean, I'm just like, dude, as much as I love as an Eagles fan watching that whole, I'm just like, damn, dude, it's like they're fucking stomping them into the dirt. It was like there's a big Simpsons meme where Homer is Krusty the Clown for like a couple days, and so he's like at a Krusty Burger like opening, and the Krusty Burglar comes up, and he's like, "You son of a," and he just beats him. He just like actually, and one kid's like, "Stop, he's already dead." And that's what it kind of felt like for a second, because like they're still like showing Travis Kelce and the whole Chiefs team just like looking like they're just all looking at the ground, and I'm like, will you stop showing this? This is actually bumming me out. This is bumming. Like, it's like everyone wanted this to happen, and then we watched it happen, and it was like, oh,
yeah.
Kind of like, I think we kind of liked these guys a couple years ago. What happened? Like, I think everyone, I definitely had a super reflective moment of like, what have I become? Well, I've been calling for Pat Mahomes' head. I've commented that he's playing the ref game, that he does certain moves to take advantage. I've commented that. I've said it. And I was like, I shouldn't have done. Those are the only comments I can look back on in regret. I'm like, I wish I never said anything bad about him.
Yeah.
I wish I never said the Chiefs were getting help from the refs. I wish I never said... Oh, man, the first drive, the Eagles threw a pass and on 4th down and caught it, and they called this pass interference call that was everyone in the whole world watching this game was like, I can't believe they're going to do it in the Super Bowl. I can't believe that this is how it's going to be still. And then the next time they gave a call against the Chiefs for the Eagles, that was also like a terrible call. Because what they do is a makeup call is what it's called. And it happens all the time. So, like, if there's, like, a pass interference call, and then when they look at the video, they can't take it back. They can't watch the video and be like, actually, there was no pass interference. If they call it, it has to be called. So, when they'll call it, but then you look at the video, and it's like, even the announcers are like, I don't like that. I don't see it. And at this point in the game, on this stage, like, can't do that. And then the next one... You're like, well, I don't really see anything there, but it's like they just do it to be like, all right, we gave them that one, so you have this one. And then they didn't really call that many. But I mean, man, there was a play where Pat Mahomes got straight punched in the mouth. I mean, open hand, but like when he goes back to pass, his arm gets hit and it gets fumbled, but the other defender is coming, and he's coming like he's looking to swat down the pass. But since the ball's out and his hands and it never gets, the defender's hands just come down, and you see Pat Mahomes just right in the face, just like, get absolutely clubbed to the ground. And like, I think for a while people were like, hell, kill him.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, the first time I saw that highlight, I was like, oh, yeah. Now I'm watching it like, okay.
Okay, so I actually feel like that scenario right there is a perfect description of football fans because they're like, you fucking slaughter him. And then it's like they show up with a body and they're like, eh? And they're like, I didn't think you'd kill him.
I think most...
They're like hanging a head outside, and they're like, what the? Why would you?
I think most football fans would be like, yeah! It's just licking the guts. Burn! I'm just like, This exactly happened to me with the Eagles and the Patriots and Tom Brady also is in 2004, Tom Brady beats the Eagles in the Super Bowl. The Eagles finally make it.
I'm like 13.
Yeah, I was 15 or 14 or something. The Eagles finally make it to the Super Bowl. Tom Brady, who now has won 2 Super Bowls already, beats the Eagles, and I'm like, fuck the Patriots, fuck Tom Brady. Like a couple seasons later, in the first game, he got tackled, he tore his ACL, and everyone was like, thank God. Thank God it's over. Like, fuck, we can't take any more Tom. And I'm like, fucking Tom Brady, fuck the Patriots. And at the next season, he comes back, continues to win, and everyone's like, God, I hate. And then the Eagles beat the Patriots in the Super Bowl, and I was like, he is the GOAT, though. He is the greatest.
Feels good to beat the best.
You want to beat the best. To be the best, you got to beat the best.
And so now the Eagles they've beat the Patriots one time at their best.
And they beat the Chiefs.
And they beat the Chiefs at their best.
They have stopped both three-peat opportunities unless, because the Patriots won the Super Bowl, lost the Super Bowl to the Eagles, and then they won the next one. So they would have had 3 in a row if they had beat the Eagles. And then same with the Chiefs, had 2 in a row. And so it's like they're the three-peat enders. So you should be fucking thanking us. But man, the amount of hate that like all the players, and I mean I feel like it started a while ago too with like Colin Kaepernick was like when I felt like when I realized that like people, I mean, and maybe there was stuff before those years but I felt like sports got way more political in the last 20 years.
I feel like Colin Kaepernick was the first time that I feel like people were really talking about like players taking stands and stuff.
Yeah. And the NFL crucified his ass.
But then, funny because it's like, I mean, he did get a bunch of stuff from it, and I think rightfully so. If you take a stand, I think it's fair to. There have been famous activists and stuff like that. And to be honest, I heard people at the time say like, oh, well, he's just like not even very good. And it's like, yeah, well, if you're not very good, take one for the fucking team and take the stand.
Yeah, that's
Don't get
true.
Somebody good suspended, you know? It's like
you're not going to get Tom Brady to throw away his fucking 15-year career to stand up for
But
Black
it's like
lives.
a kind of a mediocre player who
he did go to a Super Bowl.
But it's like maybe only has, Tom Brady played 20 years. Think about somebody like LeBron James, how long his career is, you know? It's like, all right, well, if this guy's only going to be here for 5 years.
Yeah.
Then it's like, well, take one for the team. And it's like, I do think he deserves it, but afterwards definitely got like huge endorsement deals and stuff like that. And it's like, but to be the face of a movement is just as good.
Right. And then
especially for a game that
pissed
a lot of
everyone
your
off.
players, I mean, are predominantly people of color. I mean, honestly, predominantly black, right? Not just people of color.
Then there's people who are, and people hated that. You fucking sitting down for the hands. Oh, he's taking a knee. Oh, God, these sons of bitch. And then it's like, if Taylor Swift sung the anthem, they'd be like, kill her! Burn her!
I actually wonder if some people are mad because a few years ago, maybe when the Chiefs were in the Super Bowl, it was not that long ago, but Taylor Swift turned down the halftime show.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the thing is, something I will give to Taylor Swift that she is so successful. For a long time, she did not have her music on streaming services.
Right.
And people were so mad. She's like, let the people have it. And she goes, my fans buy my albums.
Yeah.
So she's like, I don't need, and it's like now, it's like, what are artists still fighting for?
Yeah.
Is to get paid from streaming.
Yeah.
And so it's like, I also respect Taylor Swift sold that stadium
She's
out by herself.
Well, and then she re-recorded everything just to get out of a contract just because they were trying to fuck her over.
Yeah.
She fucking was like, fuck you, watch this, and did it.
Not
and
only
no one respects her at all for
Not
it.
only re-recorded, but re-recorded it, called it the same thing, Taylor's version. All of her fans stopped doing the other stuff.
Yeah.
Listened to hers, and then she toured the Eras tour based on all of her different eras throughout her career thus far.
Oh.
That's what her big
That's what the
recent
Eras tour was?
She did stuff from every album because she re-recorded every album.
Oh.
And so that's why
So
people
she
would
just
go,
did this?
people would go to
Okay.
multiple nights, and she would do different stuff
Yeah.
at different shows.
Wow.
And so it's like, why would she do the Super Bowl? Like, hey, I love Kendrick Lamar. I think he's awesome. Would he sell out that stadium? I don't know.
Yeah, probably not.
Taylor Swift sold it out like 3 times.
Yeah.
Taylor Swift did 4 shows at our football stadium.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, it's insane.
No, it's crazy. Yeah, and people buy tickets to all 4 nights. And it's like, yeah, I mean, she knows her audience. And that's the thing, like, people hate on her and they're like, her music sucks. I'm like, hey, dude, all music sucks. Let me tell you something. It all fucking sucks. There's music from the 80s that fucking sucks.
Yeah.
There's music from the 90s that fucking sucks. But, like,
And
it's
actually,
not, it's also for teenage, I mean, she started when she was 18 and now she's 35. Like,
less. She's like 15, 16.
Grown. I think her first album, she was 18, right?
I think she was maybe 16. Because I
I
bet I was 13 or 14.
Because I feel like it's like she's grown with her audience, and they all love it.
And yeah, sure, some of it is maybe not good, but a lot of it is fucking really good. I mean, I do think this most recent album, in my opinion, which I'm not like a diehard, so I couldn't tell you all of her songs, but I felt like there was the least amount of bops on this one. But I mean, Fortnite, like the ones she put out as singles were still really fucking good. But I mean, Midnights and that song Blank Space, I fucking love that song Blank Space. Lavender Haze with Ice Spice.
You got a blank space, baby.
Bad Blood with Kendrick.
Bad Blood is a good one.
She got great songs.
I keep hearing because I'm feeling 22.
Yeah.
Because that's what the Chiefs scored. So it's just Travis Kelce all sad as fuck.
Damn.
It's like, I don't know about you. I'm feeling 22.
But
yeah, so
I love her.
I just think the hate on the celebs has got to stop. I think especially on Taylor Swift, like, and you know those and I have gotten really upset seeing people be like, Eagles fans hate everyone. They booed Taylor Swift. I'm like, no, it wasn't Eagles fans booing Taylor Swift because she's dating a Chiefs player. It was America booing a woman.
Yeah,
because she stood against Donald Trump. So
and not they even all had just cheered for Donald Trump
and didn't even say she was against. She just said she was voting for Kamala Harris, and people want her head chopped off, and she ruined football. They keep showing her at games. Like, they show all the players' dumbass families all the time. They always show celebrities in the boxes. If a celebrity's there, they show them every time.
Yeah.
So who fucking cares?
And you know what?
I love football, and I've never once been bothered by them cutting to Taylor Swift. It's never once thrown off the game for me. Like, oh, I was trying to look at what play it is. Like, shut the fuck up.
Here's the thing, though. Every sport shows the celebrities at the game, and I'll tell you what, if there weren't photos of celebrities at Wimbledon, I would have no fucking idea what Wimbledon is.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
Everyone's doing it. Football's just watched most.
Fucking, I gotta see DeAndre Hopkins' blind ass mom every time he steps on the field, and people are mad about Taylor Swift.
This lady can't even see herself on the damn jumbotron.
He always gives. He's like, every time I score a touchdown, I give the ball to my mom so she knows. I'm like, that's cute, but she ain't Taylor Swift. Anyway, so
pro Taylor Swift, pro Travis Kelce.
I'm pro Taylor Swift. Honestly, I might try listening to some of her music just fuck it. I like Miley Cyrus.
And Miley Cyrus music's bad. I like Miley Cyrus.
Bangers has some bangers though.
Bangers has some fun ones. Hey, and I do think I like Taylor, or not Taylor. I do like Taylor as well, obviously, but I like Miley Cyrus. I do think that she got a lot of hate, obviously, growing up in the spotlight, but also over the years, Miley Cyrus has said some crazy ass shit that I'm like, I can't stand by this. I fucking hate. She used to be so in your fucking face annoying vegan, and then like turned against vegans, and it's like, dude, you can decide not to do it.
Yeah.
But don't be trying to give another celebrity on a podcast saying that it's actually not good. It's like, you don't fucking know what's good.
Yeah, sell out.
Yeah, so I hate stuff like that.
Yeah, that's one thing about Taylor Swift is she never sold out. She started like this and she's still like this.
Well, and I think it's
And
rare to have success on your own. I mean, even Miley Cyrus was a Disney Channel star.
how ballsy is it to even to have such a level of success and even pipe up at all about a political
Yeah.
like obviously it's drawn so much ire, not from her fans. It's not
But-
like there's any fucking old fat dudes on a couch in a field being like, oh, I'm breaking my 22 CD.
To be honest, though, it's kind of it's a lose-lose. I mean, she is smart to do what I feel like her fans would want, but if she doesn't say anything, her fans are gonna be like, well, what the fuck?
Yeah.
But if she does say something, then everyone who disagrees with her is like, well, what the fuck?
Yeah.
But it's like, also, we're at a time where the country literally was like, being a single lady with cats and no kids is a fucking disgrace, and that's like a disgusting thing to think. And half of our country still voted for people who said stuff like that.
Yeah.
So at some point is like, dude, one of the most successful singers and most successful pop stars of all time is like, I am single and have no kids and love cats. And look what I'm like, I'm richer than all these fucking men. So
if you hate Taylor Swift and you don't think that it's just because our country is deeply misogynistic, please present evidence of why you hate her. Music sucks. You're not a 16-year-old girl, all right? It's not for...
Yeah.
I don't listen to gospel music and go, this is dumb. This is
Right.
stupid. I wouldn't listen to fucking some shit I wouldn't listen to
It's
Jason
not for
Aldean and be
everyone.
like, God, this is so awful.
Right. It's not for everybody. People like different shit. Which is the point we're kind of making, isn't it?
So if you have some other reason why you don't like her, I would love to hear about how you think that that's not sexism, because it is.
She even gave everybody who worked on her tour huge bonuses that added up to like over millions of dollars.
Really? There was just a little clip of her like leaving backstage, like with like giving everyone who was like taking out the trash and all this stuff, just like putting bills in their hands as tips.
Yeah. She brings kids with cancer on stage.
Which it's like, yeah, she's made millions of dollars. You gave it to her. That's what we do with everyone. We give them money for no. We did this. Joe Rogan probably has close to as much money. Well, maybe not.
You know what's interesting is.
But if Joe Rogan was taking private jets everywhere, no one would bat a damn eye. Everyone would be like, well, he needs to because he has too much testosterone.
I don't know. While I don't know that much about it, I do feel like Joe Rogan, who is obviously one of the most famous people of our time as well, has been given large amounts of money by big corporations. I mean, $100 million deal with Spotify, you know, things like that. Obviously, people advertising on his podcast, stuff like that as well. And Taylor Swift has sold an unbelievable amount of albums and tickets to shows for insane prices that I feel like is almost like her getting her money in smaller increments, but ultimately making more. Whereas,
Siri thinks you asked it who Taylor Swift is.
But I do think that there's obviously Joe Rogan also sells tickets. His tickets don't cost as much as a Taylor Swift ticket, even though he does big venues, but he's not doing stadiums.
Yeah.
And so just kind of interesting the different ways that can put you on the same level, but from different types of fan bases and fandoms and where you're really getting that money from.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think they're all... I think that most celebrities are probably standing on a mountain of skulls of the people they've crushed to get there. And for some reason, I just don't think Taylor Swift really has that big of a mountain. I think she just kind of was like, did it. But, hey, if you show me evidence that she was on Epstein's Island, I'll fucking hate her. But until you do that, you literally voted for a president who is actually Epstein's friend. And you hate Taylor Swift because she is a woman who's dating a football player and they show her at the game. So,
and I like them and I hope that they get married. And
I would love
I
if
hope
they
that
got
she
married.
has like a happily ever after because I just like her.
My only worry is I worried this last season if he lost the Super Bowl, like I don't think, but like, first of all, would he go into a deep state of depression and not be able to keep up with the relationship anymore? But if he retires, I mean, I guess he's still podcasts, and Jason Kelce has a huge career in analysis, and like he's part of like Good Morning Football shows, and I'm sure Travis is gonna have that same. But like, if he's not doing something like playing football all year, what does that do to their relationship?
Well, I do feel like, I mean, she is really busy, but I also feel like
some normalcy. Maybe they settle down, get a couple dogs, get a couple cats.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, wives go on tour all the time with their husband. Why fucking not? And it's not like they've ever had a conventional schedule anyway.
That's true.
Plus, he has time in the off season that he gets to just hang.
Yeah.
And then plus, it's like, yeah, you have the podcast and stuff, but it's like, you got to be doing other stuff to make that money last as well. You know, once you stop playing football,
right.
Obviously you make a lot of money doing it, but now you're going to have to do something with that money to continue. So people own businesses and have stuff like that. So I feel like that's what they would do. Yeah, I would also love if they just like got married and had a kid and he was a stay-at-home dad.
I'll be sad.
I love that vibe.
I think I'll honestly be sad if they break up.
Yeah.
I'd feel so bad for them, and especially now that the Eagles have avenged the Super Bowl 57, I'm like back on. I love Kelce. Mahomes is fun to watch. Andy Reid was my coach for 15 years, so I still love the guy. He looks hilarious.
And I feel like, you know, definitely at the moment you're going to be sad. If you're a true competitor, it is going to really affect you. But like I said, I feel like they have a high emotional intelligence. The Kelce, so I'm talking about Travis Kelce. I think that you don't win every time. And obviously it sucks, and especially on the biggest stage in the world at that moment. But I do feel like, you know, you continue on, and I think that he will be fine.
I think, you know what I realized too this
Patrick
week?
Mahomes, who knows? My
dream for this podcast is that we get to do it on the New Heights podcast with Travis and Jason Kelce. Siblings on siblings.
Let's play chicken. No, I'm trying to think of something we could do that they would like not destroy us out.
They might have a hard time playing chicken. They weigh so much. I don't think
you're on Travis's shoulders and I'm on Jason's shoulders.
I thought us versus them. They're like 600 pounds combined.
It's literally any combination of us versus them. They're going to absolutely slaughter us.
Yeah, right. I'm on her shoulders. And you guys are each on your feet.
Unless it was like, take the biggest hit out of this bong. It's like, then we might win.
Ooh, if they're both retired, we might be able to get them in a little... Hey, if you're listening to this, Travis and Jason, we would love to have you guys on the Two Ps podcast. We'd love to have a little sibling rivalry with the Kelce brothers. Yeah. Kelce versus Comstock.
Yeah, I do like them. I'm a fan. I don't listen to their podcast, but I do see the clips from time to time, and I like them, and I like both their relationships and their parents.
I don't listen to it all the time, but I did listen to the episode after the Chiefs beat the Eagles 2 years ago. And I did listen to the episode after this last game, and I mean, Jason Kelce is such a sweet man, and he was just explaining how hard. He's like, I hated it. I hated watching this game. He's like, yeah, I love all these guys on Philly. I was with them for 13 years. Like, these are my brothers. But then it's like also my actual brother. He's like, ride or die. I'll never go against. So he's like, if it was a closer game, it would have been cool. But he's like, I feel so bad for what mom and dad had to go through when they were both playing. Because it's like losing the Super Bowl is worse than winning the Super Bowl. Like, that'll haunt you longer than winning. Like, Tom Brady said it. He's like, you remember the losses more than you remember the wins. And, which is like sad, but I get it. I always think about all the times I've lost and never about the good things. I don't think about when shit goes wrong.
Sometimes, you think about when you do a show.
Yeah.
After the high of a show, it's like you have a great set. Everyone's like, oh my God, that was awesome. And you do have this high that carries you through like the rest of the night.
Yeah.
But
it'll carry you to the next show. And then
I don't think highs like that. I do think they carry through the night and you're like, yeah, that was fun last night, blah, blah, blah. It's like maybe you look forward to that next show. But I do feel like true bombs, that follows you until you have a good set.
Yeah.
So it's like you'll literally be like, if you have a true rough bomb. And even some people, the kind of bomb where you're like, some people will still be like, hey, that was good. And you're like, don't even. It's like, you can't be saying that. And it's like, you go into that next show being like, God, I hope that
should
doesn't
I even
happen
be
again.
doing this? I've definitely called you more times after a bomb than after if I have a great set, I get hammered. I hang there and party. We all hang out. If I have a bad set, I leave and I call someone that I can talk to about it and be like, that was painful.
I feel like I have a great set and I'm like, nice. I have a bomb and I'm like, I'm laying in bed being like, I'm not good enough to do this. I don't have what it takes.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like, I don't feel like, I never have like a great set where I'm like, I'm on top of the world. I'm like, it's almost like when you play golf, I'm like, I have figured something out.
Yeah.
Because it's not just, stand-up is different than just being funny in regular life. It is, you know, especially doing longer and longer sets as you go. Yeah, it's easy to crush for 10 minutes. It's easy to crush for 20 minutes.
Right.
You know, now when you're doing 45 to an hour more often, and you're like, it's a different beast even just being up there for that time, that you're like, afterwards, you're like, figured it out. You're still like, this is like, you know, you still think of it like professionally, but it is like a good high. But to bomb and you're like, I can't believe I tricked somebody into paying for a ticket to this show that was a lie. That's how I feel like bombs are like, I could see that where you're like, you would almost be nervous to go to the Super Bowl because you're like, I don't know if I can take another loss.
Oh, yeah. I wouldn't go to a Super Bowl if my team was in.
But I mean, playing is like, even the players, while you're excited to make it there, you got to be like, if I lose this
again.
I mean, yeah, it's dude, like, that's what.
There was a clip of, because they had like all the players are mic'd up and stuff, and there's a clip of like, Eagles are up 40-6. It's fourth quarter, and this tight end is sitting next to Jalen Hurts on the sideline, and everyone's like, it's 40-6. It's been absolute destruction.
Yeah.
And they're dabbing up and doing, and then the tight end looks at Jalen Hurts. He's like, you can crack a smile too, you know? And he's like, I'm not gonna lie. He's like, that last one changed my soul. He goes, it ain't over till the fat lady sings. He goes, until the clock hits 0, I'm not gonna fucking smile. Like it's not over till it's over. And you know what? All of America was thinking the same thing with Pat Mahomes. They're like, it's 24-0 at halftime, and everyone's like, yeah, but this is not how the game's gonna end. And then when it was like, ooh. But even Jalen Hurts, he's like,
but it almost makes you more nervous when you, I mean, to refer to golf again, I would much rather play well on the back 9 than on the front 9. Because you play well on the front 9, and then you're like, all right. Yeah, and then you start playing shitty on the back, and you're like, no. And then that's how you end it.
When you're limping off the course, that's the worst. I got to say, too, in that Super Bowl, it was 40-6. And then it was like 7 minutes or something left. And then the Chiefs scored a touchdown. And I think maybe it was like 14-6 or 14-40, and then there's like 3 minutes left. There's like 2:48, and they like dump the Gatorade on Nick Sirianni, the Eagles coach, and then the Chiefs get the ball back and one play throw a 50-yard touchdown, and then all of a sudden it's 22-40, and there's 2.5 minutes left, and I was like, I'm not having fun for a split second.
And then the coach is like, I better not just be shivering in Gatorade right now.
I was straight up not having fun for a split second. I was like, oh, fuck. And then they did the onside kick, and the Eagles got it, so that cemented that they couldn't. But I was like, bro, that was nerve-wracking. Holy shit.
Even though they'd literally have to do that.
Like they would have to get 3 more scores in 2 minutes. Like, virtually impossible. But I'm like, if you do it in one play and you get the onsides.
Yeah.
Which would have been unbelievable, but yeah, I feel bad for a lot of celebrities but especially, man, I leave Taylor Swift alone. She's one of the biggest. I love when I see a celebrity defend her or be like LeBron James or who was it? It was someone. It was maybe LeBron or
LeBron defended Caitlyn. and was like,
Yeah.
I feel like he basically was like, when you're that good, people are just gonna hate you.
Some major celebrity athlete or something was like, I love Taylor Swift. Like, I don't know about, it's like not necessarily the music, but she's the #1 artist in the world. She's
Yeah.
clawed her way to the fucking top. He's like, that's badass. No one does it. No one does
Yeah.
that. That's why
Yeah.
she's there. Because she did it. It's like, so you gotta respect. At a
Yeah.
level, you gotta respect her. And people are like, no, we don't. No, we don't. Boo. So go Birds. Leave Taylor and Travis alone.
Yeah, we like them.
Enough. The Chiefs dynasty has been silenced, so you can stop hating on them so blindly. And I wasn't not guilty of suspecting some fucking whack play.
Isn't it also funny that people though are like, oh, I'm just so sick of them. Like, we also want to win, and it's like, oh, what? I'm sorry, what is that? You want to be able to win just by being a part of it? You want a participation award?
Yeah.
Hey,
Participation
we
trophy.
play too.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's what it fucking is a competition.
Yeah. Get good, losers. Go Birds! All we do is win! 3 Super Bowls in 8 years. Let's go!
That's good.
So, all right, peas.
All right, peas.
All right, peas.
R.I.P.s.
Thanks for tuning in another episode.
We're gonna go watch National Treasure.
Yeah, Natty Trish.
Natty T.
I love Natty.
I do love Nicolas Cage.